Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Corinne. I am 35 and I have recently been diagnosed with breast cancer. I have triple negative breast cancer and I've just left an appointment with my oncologist. It was a bit of a nothing appointment. It was just kind of like a check-in appointment. I was expecting a little bit more. So I've had 3 goes at my chemo. I'm doing chemotherapy and immunotherapy first before any kind of surgery, with the hopes of shrinking the tumour. And so I'm on 3 different drugs. The first week I did all 3 and that went fine. The second week I just did the one Taxol or Paclitaxel, and I ended up having an allergic reaction. Well, I ended up in emergency twice with fevers and a rash, and they weren't quite sure what the problem was. Went in for the 3rd week. So this has been weekly treatments. Went in for the 3rd week, which was again just meant to be the Paclitaxel, and had an allergic reaction on the spot. They hooked me up to the drug and pretty much instantly I was itchy, I was sore, I went bright red, I was hot, I had a full-on allergic reaction. So they stopped and I didn't get any more of that drug on that day. Since then, so that was last Wednesday and today is Tuesday, so almost a week ago. So I didn't have any chemo that week. So I've had a pretty good week of feeling pretty good, minimal kind of symptoms or anything. But yesterday I went in and I had my port placed. It's kind of hard to show, but it's just there under my skin. So basically it's like a little device and they've just popped it under the skin, and then it goes in and connects into my heart, like a vein, basically as just a better way to deliver the chemo. My veins are terrible. They're so hard to find. I cried yesterday before I went in for my surgery. The poor, I'm not exactly sure what her role was, but I think she's learning to be an anaesthetist or something like that. She's still training, and she tried to get into my vein in my hand and it was quite painful, and I cried. I felt so bad because she felt bad. And then the other anaesthetist assistant put one into this arm and it just wasn't working. So they were taking me in to anaesthetize me, and the drip just wasn't going in fast enough. So then the anaesthetist ended up putting another needle into my other arm. So my veins are just crappy. They have trouble with them every week. So the port will now mean that they just put a needle into that. And that's how I will get my chemo now. So I was really nervous about the whole procedure of having it placed, just worried about, I guess, pain. I had no idea what to expect. I did Google a little bit, but you always kind of take other people's experiences with a little bit of a grain of salt. You're just not sure. I know in some countries and different places, they actually do this procedure. They put this in while you're only lightly sedated with the local, and I did not. Thankfully that wasn't offered to me. I got knocked out, but I just can't imagine being fully awake while they were placing it. But since it's gone in, I've had no pain. I'm just a little bit tender or tight maybe in my shoulder area, but really, really nothing. Thank goodness. Little bit nervous. I have my next chemo tomorrow. I'm just getting carboplatin and pembro, which is the immunotherapy, no Paclitaxel. They're still trying to work out what to do in terms of my allergic reaction and how it's going to change my treatment plan. So I'll just get those 2 tomorrow, but I believe they will access the port to go in there. So at the moment it's just covered. It's got bandages on it. So I'm not even sure what it looks like under there or what the scar's like or anything like that. So yeah, still a little bit nervous about having to access that tomorrow, but that's where it's all at. It's just appointments. I was in the hospital for 6 hours yesterday having the day surgery to have this placed. Then we've come back up to the hospital today for the oncologist appointment, which only took about 20 minutes, but I live about 40 minutes from the hospital. So it's quite a bit of time back and forth. And then, yeah, I'll be back up tomorrow having those 2 chemo drugs. So probably quite a few more hours in the hospital again tomorrow. My hair has really started to come out in the last 2 days. Basically every time I run my hand through it, I just get, there's strands. I just get strands and chunks and So I'm at a little bit of a crossroads as to what to do with my hair. I was 100% just going to shave it. And then because I'm now not doing the Paclitaxel, that's the drug that's like guaranteed to make my hair fall out. And then the other two, like it's likely to thin and it's likely to still fall out, but maybe not all of it. It's just hard to know whether it's time to like bite the bullet and shave it down. Because I have a shower, I just get massive clumps. Like it's just, yeah, it's just constant. It's just constantly falling out everywhere. My mum's friend who cut my hair short before I started chemo has offered to shave it for me. She's an ex-hairdresser, which is very handy. But she's offered to do it this afternoon if I want to. And I just, it makes it feel very real. Like, I don't know. I know it's falling out. I feel it falling out. I pulled whole chunks of it out. But the thought of actually then going ahead and shaving it just feels like a really, really big step. She was thinking about doing it. We were talking about doing it on Thursday, but we just don't know how I'll be feeling after the chemo on Thursday. So she offered to do it today. And when my mum said to me, oh, she can come and do it today, I just burst into tears. So, I don't know. Don't know. Such a weird process of just accepting it all and not knowing what's coming next and not knowing what is the right choice, and is all my hair going to fall out, or am I jumping the gun, or it's just hard to say.
Something about me has changed. Something about me has changed. I'm sleeping just fine without you. Didn't know I could. Something about me feels strange. Something is just not the same. I haven't been thinking about you, even when I should. Forgiven all the fights and whose fault I forgot. I've done all in my power to heal them, all of my scars. I'm getting good at letting go. I'm not there yet, but I know ain't no hope in holding on when I'm happier alone. I'm getting good at letting go.
Good morning. It is currently 2 days since I started my second round of chemo. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to keep up with what round we're doing, just because it's been such a mess with having to change the drug or stopping one of the drugs, and then they think you've started me on a different one, and it's just, yeah, keeping up with where we're up to and what round it is, it's going to get messy. I'm very red. Apparently that is a side effect of all the steroids that I'm on, because I'm still on a course of steroids from having had the rash that came out all over me. So my skin tends to be quite red. I've also just gotten out of the shower, and on these days, like straight after chemo, when I'm quite fatigued, having a shower is like absolutely exhausting. I jump in the shower, I like quickly wash my body. I've been using a really gentle like baby shampoo because like my hair is still just, it's short, but it's just falling out, and just trying to keep that like moisturized. Anyway, so I'm in the shower for like not even 5 minutes, and then I am zonked, absolutely done. Must sit down on the bath mat as soon as I get out, wrap my towel around me, come and sit on my bed for a little while, build up my energy, then go get dressed. Moisturize, sunscreen, because my skin
when you're on chemo, your skin gets extra sensitive. So I have to just always have sunscreen on. So that's a little insight into what a morning is like post chemo. And then the rest of the day, I probably won't do much because my body is fatigued. My body is tired. I don't necessarily feel like I need to sleep, but I just feel like I don't have the energy to really do much at all. Yesterday, I had to take Mason to the vet. So I actually got my dad to drive me because I jumped out of the shower yesterday morning and was just like no energy. I was like, I'm not driving. So dad ran me into the vet, took Mason in, and then mum was meeting with some of her friends for a coffee. So dad and I popped down and just sat at the local cafe and had a coffee for a bit. So that was really nice to just be out of the house, but not having to expend any energy. And then I just came home and spent the rest of the day editing my YouTube video announcing that I have cancer. Spent some time on that. Tried to read, but when I read, reading is exhausting. Reading just really takes it out of me. When you're on chemo, you get like this chemo fog, chemo brain, and yeah, just having to concentrate and do things is absolutely exhausting. So I'm trying really hard to get through my books. I'm doing the tandem read of the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass. I can't think of what the two books are called, Chemo Brain, but I'm doing the tandem read. So I've got like 2 giant books that I'm trying to get through, which is a pretty intense way to read, but that's what's happening there. And then today I've just found out that my sister is actually in hospital right now with influenza A. Her and her kids have been sick for most of the week. And yeah, I haven't been able to see them because obviously on immunotherapy, my immune system is so low. So we've just been like having to keep distance. Even mum and dad, everyone kind of has to keep distance because, you know, if mum and dad get sick, I'm living with them and then I can get sick and it's, so yeah, feeling really, really bad for her right now. I think she's on some oxygen. They're running some tests and trying to help her out, but her son was feeling better, so he's gone to daycare, but the daycare just rang and said, no, he's still not well. So mum's gone to pick him up, and my sister's husband is with her with their daughter, and just when it rains, it pours, huh? A little bit tricky is having to stay away from people when they're not well, not being able to help or like provide any support in that way, which, yeah, it's just a strain, especially when mum and dad are doing so much to support me. It's hard when that means they're not able to then support them as much as they would normally be able to. But anyway, it'll all get sorted out, I'm sure. But I can't remember if I talked about them actually using the port. So the port's in there now. It's like just like a little lump in my chest, and then you can see there's just a scar. I've just got some tape on there helping it heal, but they used the port to do the chemo this week, and I was so nervous about it. I was so unsure. And it was great. It's just literally, like I didn't even have the numbing cream or anything because when I went in, it still had the surgical dressing on it. And that was the worst part, was actually getting the sticky stuff pulled off. And then it's just like this tiny little needle and then just go plop and it's in. And then, you know, my hands, I don't know if you can say, oh yeah, bruised. My hands are just battered from cannulas. So having this ease of access with the port, it's just perfection. But moving forward, I got a call yesterday from my breast care nurse, and it looks like they may be thinking of bringing forward my AC treatment. So I was meant to be doing carbo, pembro, paclitaxel for 4 months, then probably surgery, and then AC after the surgery. But because I can't take the paclitaxel, they're now talking about possibly bringing the AC chemo forward. So AC is often referred to as the red devil because it is a bright red colour, and it can affect your heart. So my breast care nurse rang yesterday to say that I need to go and have a heart test. It tests how well your heart's pumping blood or something like that, I believe. So that's now booked in for Thursday in a week. I'll go and get all of my heart function tested to see that I'm okay and ready and have like that baseline level to start that drug potentially. So yeah, more appointments, more tests, always something new around the corner that you just don't see coming, but that's how this works at the moment.